Hello and welcome to the Too Much Dip podcast. My name's Dave. I'm a host of this here show. Joining me in studio, Mr. Sun-Kissed himself, fresh from Port A, little Dylan Shivery.
I missed the last two episodes, man.
Last two?
Didn't I? Feel like I did.
So you haven't had the joy of talking receivers with the boys, the absolute boys.
I haven't, yeah. Well, I missed because I went to that Rangers-Stros game. Rangers got the dub. No big deal. And then Port A. I missed the pod. I missed you guys. I missed talking the sports with y'all.
Well, there will be a quiz on receivers, so hold tight.
I've been watching.
We are not going to do receivers today, though, due to time constraints. Just want to put that out. So we're going to pick up a 5 and 6 next week. We all good there?
We're good there.
Hope they'll forgive us.
Check.
KJ Ellis, a guy who appears to have some new artwork, or he's stealing valor on the pod. Okay.
Fresh new artwork. Thank you for pointing that out, David. Thank you for noticing. Shout out to Arlington, Texas native and wonderful artist, Erin Curry and her dad, Ernest Curry, as they collabed on what I think is quite a piece of work. I picked it up at the art fair a couple weeks back. So, yeah, check her work out. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. If
I'll
you're watching
probably relocate it so I don't have this crown situation going, but I do.
Well, it looks really cool. I did get a appropriation vibe when I first tuned in and saw you there. I was like, what's going on here? But it is most dope. Did you know this artist before?
Yeah, we attended high school together. However, it's not like somebody I stay in touch with. It was just that I planned to be at the art fair and have been looking through several different options of redecorating this space. In fact, I've got like various wallpaper swatches and paint swatches right around my desk. So as I've been collecting items to redo this scene back here, it's a perfect opportunity to support your local artists.
Very cool. Randy's here too.
Hi, David.
He prefers the Ren Fair to the art fair.
True. Facts. There's a lot of art at the Ren Fair.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You ever get any?
No.
Cool.
I mean, I've gotten cups, pottery.
Okay.
So that's art.
That's definitely art. Sure.
Yeah. It is what you want it to be.
We don't talk about it enough, but Randy's crafting skills are probably good enough to like set up a little pop-up tent at the Ren Fair.
Probably.
True or false, Randy? Like you could whittle some
Facts.
shit.
I could. I can't whittle, but I could make some stuff.
Do people whittle anymore? That should be an Olympic sport.
Whittling.
I feel like whittling is
money.
It's gone out, unless you were like a Cub Scout or a Boy Scout, no one really talks about whittling anymore.
Paula Poundstone whittled in her early days, but that's all I know.
Okay.
I don't know why Paula Poundstone came to mind.
That is just a very good reference. Hey, if you like very good content and very good art and very good merch, go to the washedmedia.shop. Washedmedia.shop. Look, it's merch week. I know we had so much fun last week that we've decided to extend it. So go to there, bookmark it, check it periodically. You're going to see some merch. I believe there's still some Too Much Dip, some dippy stickers on there. There's going to be more down the road. So just check it out now. Get into a habit of checking it. You're going to like what you see. Also, go subscribe to our YouTube, youtube.com/toomuchdip. We're going to do live streams in the fall for the college and NFL slate. It's going to be a lot of fun. We typically do it on Thursday evening. I'm sorry?
That was my breaking news sounder. I was very excited to hear this.
Well,
news.
I don't know if that's going to stick. Unless you want to make that into a drop, and then you can. That could be our breaking news sounder. Run it back one more time. Okay, that was better.
Yeah, that sounded clearer.
There we go. So take two beep.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, rate and review the pod, KJ. Right? Rate and review it. Tell us what you think. And just subscribe. We do Spotify, Apple, wherever you can get podcasts. Check it out. Also, shout out to our good friends at Rowback. Use code WASHED20 for, 20% off your cart. It's a one-time use code. So load it up. We got all sorts of stuff. Hats, polos.
Any polo you can imagine. They have licensing deals with numerous Universities. You can get your game day polo if you're one of the lucky ones to have your team up on their site. Bunch of good looking ones. They have. Am I allowed to talk about? They got a couple Longhorn ones coming out, which I'm very excited about.
We got a prototype.
We saw it.
Ooh.
It looks. We saw both of them. They both look dope.
Do we know what other schools are getting the game days?
You can hop on the website. There's already some up.
Oh, really?
Ohio
Yeah.
State has theirs up. Alabama has theirs up. Let me give a sneaky plug. It's not a school one, but I just got a Roback delivery of my own last week. The print for the hoodie, and just in general, the print for the district. I believe it's like their DC local print. It's like a dark navy with like white and red dots on the pattern. I'm going to be wearing that thing weekly. It absolutely goes.
Okay.
And a big fan.
Still waiting for that T-State one to drop. That's fine. I think they're going to probably, if I know Roback, they want to see continued success, consistent success. So we're going to need year 2 GJ Kinney to be just as good as year 1. So I think after this year, we'll finally, when we maybe are in the conversation for that 12th spot, I think we're going to get that Roback plug next year. And that's fine. We can wait.
Washed 20.
Washed 2020. One-time use code. Load it up big. Olympics. I don't know what's on at your household, KJ, but here in this office, it's just all Olympics all the time.
100%. I do want to ask about like how best to go about using it as background noise, because I believe like me, you two are, or at least you are, David, I know for sure, are YouTube TV subscribers.
Yes.
YouTube TV is all in on Olympics, which I love. It might be one of the few times where there's like option overload, because you begin to lose, okay, what's the primary channel and what's like option 76? And you get stuck on like option 76. And at some point you're like, wait a minute, am I in the like right cycle of what events I should be keeping up on as I leave equestrian and slide into something else? So I've had it on. I need to be more diligent about maybe just sticking to the prime NBC feed, so I'm catching all the goods.
They do a multi-view too, which I haven't really messed with yet. But yeah, there was, like we were talking about this and circling back, an overwhelming number of events. I always forget how many there are until it runs again. And yeah, I guess NBC is the main carrier. They're showing quite a bit of it, but I don't know what to watch. Like what's live, what's recorded, what is just like a qualifying heat, what's an actual final. Like there's just a lot that goes into it, but it's been a lot of fun to follow along.
It gives me, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was going to say, it gives me, showed up to the music fest, didn't check the lineup vibes every single time I turn it on. And I'm like, I don't know who's on what stage, but I'm just enjoying being there the whole time.
There you go.
Not making a plan. I'm just happy to be there.
I always like when I'm watching something live and something important happens and I don't have to hear about it or watch it that night on a replay. I'm not a big fan of watching on the replay. And this actually happened about an hour ago when Team USA took bronze in the men's team competition, gymnastics. It's their first medal, I think, since 2008. Am I spoiling this? Did you have this queued up for later?
I have a feeling you're going to piss at least like one listener off.
I'm sorry, but this
It's fine.
Look, it was. I was very happy to see it. They had this dude. What's the? Is it the pommel horse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, this dude, they needed this guy to go out there and just fucking nail it, and he did, and it was cool. And the whole team went nuts, and I was like, did we just win gold? We did. We got bronze, but still a big deal, and that was cool. So shout out to household names such as Asher, and then Paul, Brody, Steven, and Frederick. They're all Olympic medalists. And specifically, Steven Nedorosik, who is the, I'll call him the pummeler going forward. He just got up on that pummel and just did what he does.
I think some of the events haven't yet started where the U.S. really shines. Track and field might be one of them. But I feel like we're kind of lagging compared to previous Summer Olympics. Are the U.S. not not performing as well as we used to?
I don't know. And keep in mind, we have no Russia.
No,
compete
yeah,
with.
I know. Men's gymnastics, I don't think we've ever really been a serious player for like a gold medal there.
No.
Not in recent history anyway. And yeah, Russia, who usually does pretty well in the Olympics, not competing.
No, they're not. But you might be right about that. But like you said, track and field. I did have the privilege of watching a little, I don't know, women's air rifle.
Okay.
Which
I respect that.
I don't know how much air rifling you've done or watched, but it is kind of a fun watch. They wear these like very, they're actually heavy jackets. And it helps them, I don't know, it helps reduce the tension somehow. I don't know. It looks very future bionic type deal. But yeah, we didn't medal in that either. We had somebody get fourth, and I believe it was a young lady from South Korea who won. But look, I like to tune into the more off the beaten path sports like that, just for a little bit to say I did it. There's some fencing hitting the timeline. I don't know if you saw the dude hopping around. People are really questioning whether anybody can just get into fencing and do well. I don't know. I've never fenced.
There's so many obscure events that, like, if I want to get into the air rifle thing, like you're talking about, I don't know how, like, where would I go? Is there like a league? Like, what do you even do? So it really brings in the question of, like, I know that these are the best in the world at this event, but how many people are actually doing this event? Like, you might be the best in the world, but it also means you're the best out of like 200 people.
Some of these sports don't have easy access, like equestrian, for example.
Dressage.
Right.
Which is the equestrian one.
What did we decide that was? Or what was that?
I don't know how you score in the event. They just ride around this like cross-country track and hop over little fences and go through water. But it's not a race because they're certainly not going as fast as they can. Is it style points? I don't understand it. It looks fun.
It's just swag.
The cross-country course, I put that note on the rundown, looks so dope.
It's beautiful.
Only because I'm like into miniatures, which seems that's going to be taken out of context. I think it's really dope when you see, like, I don't know. I think I've said I want to have a Christmas village. That's on my to obtain list of like parenthood. But like the model buildings and replica obstacles that they've built out, like there's LA Coliseum was one of the items that the horses were jumping over. There's like these huge stag horns that they jump through at some point on this cross country course. And I was like, this looks awesome. I was expecting it to be like your very sterile, like field goal post crossbars that kind of fall over real lame, like whenever the horse trips over them. And they're just kind of putting around like a putting green situation. And I'm like, no, this is dope. They're like running through Zilker Park and hopping through flames and stuff. There were no flames, but I imagined flames.
Okay, here is
I'd be sick if there were flames.
Here's dressage explained from Wikipedia. Is a form of horse riding performed in exhibition and competition, as well as an art sometimes pursued solely for the sake of mastery. So it's kind of just like it's a style play.
So
it's certainly not a race.
And it's just you get out there by yourself and you just do some cool riding. Like you go and you do like the sideways.
Imagine you're on a horse and you're just riding through like the beautiful countryside. And you might, cross a little stream. There's a little brook that you hop over. There's a fence, beautiful fence. You jump over the fence and you just keep riding, and then that's it.
Isn't Bruce Springsteen's daughter in this? Or she did not qualify this year, but one of these horse sports, Springsteen's daughter was involved, competitively.
Of course.
That's all I could tell you. I mean, that's really where it starts and ends for my knowledge of that. But good for her and good for them. Good for horses.
As noted Texans, I will say that there are elements of like attending a rodeo where you see people showing horses and like they're being purely graded on, okay, how does the horse look? How in control are they? They're hitting their steps going forward. They're backing them up. They're showing to the judges. They're turning and they're trotting off. Like, I don't get it, but I get it. And I see some of those elements carried over.
Each movement is scored on a scale of 0 to 10, and it is converted to a percentage. A 65% is considered a good score, and up from there, it gets better.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't even know what I'm watching.
We're
If they're
betting
doing
their
a good job or not.
sabermetrics.
Come on.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Just stick with 100 up to 100.
I don't know, man.
I love a good subjective horse sport.
That's what it's completely subjective.
Like, I'm going to sound super ignorant, as we all are most of this segment, but anytime an event starts and there's a difficulty score already predetermined, I get a little salty about it. And I'm like, wait, so they told you all the moves, and now you're going to grade them on what they told you? Like, let me just freestyle that shit. I don't
Raw
need
dog.
you to know.
Yeah. I know. I completely, that always threw me off too, KJ. I completely get it. Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
KJ, you've got some
Thumbs up, thumbs
issues. In general, or just like the last week of Snoop Dogg?
The last week of Snoop Dogg, like, let's check in saying we are on day 5 of the Olympic Snoopification that at least the United States gets to enjoy. How are we feeling?
Yeah. You know, I think we have reached our maximum Snoop. And I'm fine if we don't get much more Snoop, but we're going to get much more Snoop.
I don't know. He's fun to have around. He's fun to make the old whites uncomfortable a little bit, and I saw him call like a badminton play the other day, and it was classic Snoop, man. It was fun.
Yeah, that was good. You know what? I like consuming him in clip form.
Yeah,
I like to see that. I
Yes.
don't like if I were to tune into something
Spurts.
and I'm getting just all Snoop all the time, it would be a little much. But you know what? I'm not consuming too many events, so it's like I'm fine. I'm fine with the Snoop I'm getting, so that's my answer.
Okay.
Fair. I'm enjoying it. I fear what I might think a week from now. So let's check back next week. I know that's a give up answer, but I think we are good. If he's on for 2 straight weeks, I think we might have a problem.
Well,
Like 7 days of Snoop is equivalent to like half a day of Kevin Hart in the David Ruff Index. Like, I could do a day of Kevin Hart.
well,
I don't think Dave could do 5 hours.
well, you saw they're switching him out before.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah,
This
they're
part I
switching
didn't
him
know.
out with Cat Williams.
Cat will be good.
Dude, I would
Amy Schumer didn't get the call.
Oh God.
McAfee, Schumer, and Cena aren't coming in as like a threesome for the last week.
Oh man, yeah. You got to think if ABC somehow or the worldwide leaders somehow is more involved in this, you'd be getting some McAfee.
Like, how has Howie Mandel not showed up by now?
Okay.
I feel like this used to be his card. I don't know. I'm okay with it.
You're worried,
I just
though.
really feel like they have not shown to have a deep roster that they've sent over to Paris. I hope that we have a shift change. I do not need Steve Kornacki. I don't need him really at all, but I respect that he's present on like election nights.
Okay.
They've force-fed him into like our Monday night football or whatever, Sunday night football, and they have him back for the Olympics.
KJ has no need for Steve Kornacki. Noted. Yeah, look, Snoop's in there to do one thing, and that is give you like 4 or 5 moments that go off on Twitter, go off on Instagram Reels, really get those numbers up, get those views, those impressions. And it's Snoop watching a sport probably for the first time and just giving you like a real raw, like funny play-by-play in about a 35-second. And he's already done it, and he's doing his job. My vote would be to get Cat Williams on, but not like Joe Rogan subdued Cat Williams or Shannon Sharp subdued Cat Williams. It would need to be like 2012
Sweaty hairs all fucked up.
Cat doing some physical comedy and getting really into it. That I would love. Pimp Chronicles
Just cat on a green screen. Yeah,
I'm-
I respect that. I just wonder, like, who is Snoop for right now? And I know it's a safe option, but like, shouldn't this have been like Kai Cenat's job or something if we're present day? I don't know. Noted YouTube and Twitch streamer for anyone over the age of 25.
Randy
I don't know.
nods in
Anyhow.
agreement. Yeah.
So you want to do drones? You want to touch on this surfing story? I don't have all the depths and details, pun not intended, on the surfing story, but I did want to at least bring to everyone's attention who was not aware where surfing is occurring for these Olympics.
Sure, let's do that, and then we can talk drones.
Okay, because I think that one we might go a little longer on. So if you didn't see this, Kev, another topical current day reference. The Olympics gained surfing last go around. I guess Tokyo might have been their first Olympics to have surfing. This year, as they are in Paris, I don't think anyone's plugging the Mediterranean as a big surf area on the planet. I don't know. I thought Olympics had the option of like picking and choosing events. Like they were not obligated to do every single one out of like your core events, but they brought back surfing. They chose to hold them in French Polynesia, which without looking at a map, you can assume is not somewhere near Paris. In fact, it's like due south of Hawaii, where Tahiti can be found. Bora Bora, exact middle of fucking nowhere.
It's it's just a small speck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, like right in the middle.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
My mind's been blown, like staring at the Google Maps like image of it and like trying to zoom out and try to say like, oh, is it kind of just east of New Zealand? No, not really.
Not easy to get to.
So are these athletes, are they staying in the Olympic Village and just having to fly back and forth? That's a huge carbon footprint, and I'm against that.
They hop on a 30-hour flight every time they want to go check in for their. Yeah, it's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It's crazy.
Are these sick waves?
They're
like,
actually
bombs out the back
content.
type stuff?
Exactly. Like it's a content package. They're doing a semester at sea. They started the ceremonies and then they're doing a semester at sea in between Paris all the way down to the French Polynesia. And then they'll do the event here in a few weeks. But no, yeah, all the surfers are there along with Colin Jost, who's like doing all of his like remotes in NBC shirt and then like swim trunks because, he's the cool guy on the set. Apparently this place is known to be like the most deadly surfing spot on Earth, which I feel like a lot of places have been labeled that recently. Ever seeing that 100-foot ever since I saw that 100-foot wave documentary. But this place apparently consistently has a ton of coral and has a very like unpredictable riptide, whatever the hell that means. But you can get like 50-foot waves pretty consistently. And they will put you underwater for so long that either you will drown or you will hit coral and that will kill you.
I believe a riptide
like, hey, fuck it.
Just means that instead of pushing you to shore, it kind of brings you out. So it's very dangerous.
You get ripped right out to sea, boy. Not good.
It just seems like a sick name that was like given to cartoon and video game characters all throughout the 90s. And I never quite knew what it meant.
God, Tahiti looks
a street
so
shark
dope.
was definitely named Riptide.
Dylan's just over here just checking out the Tahitian vibes.
Tahiti looks so sick.
It's
man.
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we all knew that already.
Great
but just looking
soda.
at pics. Yeah.
So yeah, it's being held there. The other thing that came to mind is I know the Olympics are about like highlighting how magnificent your country is.
Mm.
Is it not a little weird to also be like, and we've colonized some shit? How about we prove it?
Oh, I didn't even make that connection. Yeah. Is it still French Tahiti?
It's French Polynesia.
Still French Polynesia.
French Polynesia?
I mean,
Give it back.
they got the deed.
We
Give
got
it all
I
back.
mean, we got Puerto Rico.
Puerto
No, we
Rico.
have Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
They're good people.
I
Yeah,
need
you're
paper
right.
Towels just in case it ever comes up, so I can fucking
Dang.
jumper them at any time.
I think, yeah, that's, I did not even put two and two together that surfing. This is huge though for I know they're trying to keep the people in Olympic Village from fucking. You saw that with the beds. You got to get the surfers out of there. Yeah, surfers are down.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. They're going to fuck.
No, they're out there fucking.
Surfers are fucking.
Oh, you know they are.
You got to keep them away from the other athletes. Let them do their fucking in Tahiti.
Speaking of which, before we move on, I don't have too much to say on like opening ceremonies. I know that you guys were very, very firmly against its anti-Christianity slant and pro-neo art.
I know that was Randy.
Is that guy's ball sack out?
Do we see some balls?
It's a big thing
I
on
think
TikTok.
I don't know, but we did get some photos of like the basketball team, the U.S. Men's basketball team cutting it up on the yacht or whatever you call it. You got to think Kelsey Plum is having some times.
What do you mean?
I feel like fresh out of her marriage, and she's peak of her career amongst peak athletes at a high stress, high relief situation. Like, if ever there were a time to be like, get to the choppa, somehow infiltrating Olympic Village right now, if you were a fan of Kelsey Plum's, like, this is the place to be.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right. I'm trying to follow you. Get to the choppa. Okay. Like in what you're saying in this scenario is like get to the choppa to get to Olympic Village.
Yeah.
To
It's
take
like a reverse escape situation.
To take a run at Kelsey.
Yeah. Are they like serving popcorn in the village or something?
Good one, Randy.
God, she would just throw me through she could throw me through the drywall. I would never walk again. Man. Yeah, you know what? God, those little Olympic beds, man. Those guys are so big.
The cardboard ones?
Whatever they are, yeah, they're just so
They're made out of cardboard.
It can't be good for the Olympian back.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. You don't want to have your back blown out before you even participate in the sport you're there for.
That's true.
Yeah, I did see the opening ceremony. I also saw KJ. I did see that the what's the river? The river sign?
Oh, yes, I forgot to add this.
Is they spent billions of dollars to clean it because it's like a very historical river, and millions of dead bodies in there, probably maybe hundreds of thousands over the time of history, and also a lot of sewage, a lot of poop. Well, they had a bunch of rain and it flooded all that stuff that they'd cleaned out back in and more duty, so they can't do the swimming now. They keep having to delay it, and I can't imagine a scenario where that's healthy for you to swim in that. I don't know what other option they had. It just doesn't seem like a good situation if that's your event.
What if you've trained for the past 12 years to get out there and do this, and the river's too dirty, you can't do it? That's bullshit. Fix your shit, France.
Well, it's also human shit.
Fix your shit, man.
Yeah. Well, they're good. I don't know how you fix it. How do you clean a river like that?
Maybe they should take a 30-hour flight to French Polynesia and swim there instead.
KJ just explained very scientifically and very thoroughly why it's dangerous.
Well, it's not tragic dying doing what you love.
That's true. You want the ultimate.
Fair.
You got to be willing to pay the ultimate price. And that's doo-doo
I
in the
wonder
eye.
if
Pink eye, baby. No fucking there. Because pink eye's gross.
Sure.
wonder with the 2028 Olympics being in the U.S., like if they're going to stick to the plan to having long distance swimming going down on the quad. Like if the levels are right, I've heard, I think that's where they're planning on having those events. It's just right there on the quad.
No, because
for those not in Texas.
All the olds and New Braunfels will bitch about it. Like, no, get out of our river. We're making all this money off you, but we don't want you drinking in it. Whatever.
Can't bring your cans.
You know what? To be fair, like people do litter in that river, and that's not cool.
1,000%.
That ain't cool, man.
Not cool. Did you see the Canadian drone scandal?
I did.
Yes.
What are you doing, Canada? This came out. They an assistant and an analyst were busted flying a drone over Team New Zealand's women's soccer team's practice, their closed practice, doing a little aerial spy. And after this came out, it started to come out like, like a number of other teams were like, yeah, this happened to us too. Like I think Honduras, even United States, some sources were saying, yeah, this is what they do. Come on.
Dumb question. I'm not a huge soccer nerd. I don't know the schematics of soccer, but what leg up can you gain by spying on a soccer practice?
I guess to see schematically what they're going to play, if they're practicing a more aggressive strategy with more people up into the opposing team zone, or if they're going to play back a more defensive game. I don't know. I had that thought too. And then I realized like, I just don't know enough about footy to really understand that. But
Okay.
it's probably not that different than spying on an NFL team's practice. I don't know if
Like they're not getting the snap cadence and maybe checking out like their pitch signals.
right.
Because I agree with Dylan. Like
No sign stealing.
all of this shit seems like you'd be able to figure out about 5 minutes into the game.
Hey, they're playing.
Oh, hey, they're running the wing tee.
Well, if you guys, I don't know, maybe they're at that much of a disadvantage to where this is what they got to do. But they did. I think they're 2-1 or 2-0. They beat France, which is really funny. They had all this happen and they beat the host nation. Which, you know what, France, it's funny. It's funny that Canada takes down France after this because I would be very mad if I was on the French team. But yeah, this is kind of rocking the world and of soccer. And the actual players on Team Canada, they're reacting exactly as they should, exactly as you would predict when they're saying, we had nothing to do with this. And you know what? Right now, it's kind of like the whole world is against us. It's us against everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So they're flipping it on their ass. They're using it as Modi.
They're pulling a Michigan.
Yep.
Michigan against the world, or where the fuck? Or
Detroit versus everybody.
like
KJ.
you got caught stealing signs. Wait, what? Okay, it's you against. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Nobody believed in us.
No, yeah. What was it? Georgia went wire to wire in 2022 or something. They won the Natty, and it's like their preseason number 1. And then after the game, everybody doubted it. No one doubted you.
No, yeah.
We knew that you were very good.
You guys have 12 5-stars. We knew you guys were going to probably win.
Your entire starting lineup is 5-star.
Yeah.
Georgia's kept that same speed up even after that year, though. I couldn't force that joke in.
Okay.
I tried.
It's good. It's real good.
What I didn't realize is like Canada's soccer team is, I looked up earlier, like they're ranked 9th by FIFA, their women's soccer team. New Zealand is not top 10.
Why are you wasting it on them?
This has gone on for several years, of course, allegedly. And apparently there's like talk of it having gone on in men's as well. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't think anyone's going to wake up tomorrow and be like, damn, those Canadians really dominated those years in soccer for all the wrong reasons. Maybe I don't know shit about shit, but it seems like a lot of wasted money on drone batteries is all I'm saying.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they had the drone for like their own practice and they were just like, we fucking paid a lot of money for this thing. May as well just let's just get this thing up in the air and see what it does. I don't know. That's really embarrassing to get caught because that's a very obvious way to get caught cheating. Like if you are on the field, you will probably notice a drone. I don't know if technology's gotten a lot better with civilian drones, but you can typically notice them and hear them, right?
Loud as fuck.
Like, yeah, we're going to, and we'll say, hey, somebody go find out who's flying that drone. Watch it land.
But also, if it's the Olympics and you're practicing, and if a drone flew over, I'd be like, oh, it's just like the TV station. Like I wouldn't think it was anything, a spy drone. It's like, oh, we're Olympians and this is a practice. It's pretty normal shit.
It was leaking maple syrup though, and they had the Canadian flag painted on the underside. And it just kept saying A, and it had like a Mountie cap on top. So it was pretty obvious that it was Canadian.
Sorry.
Yeah, it said sorry every time it bumped into a tree.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with Dylan. Like, this would have just seemed like one of the million of other cameras you're used to seeing. Unless, of course, I don't know. I was about to say Macron, but that's the wrong guy's face on it. Oh, shit. Was the drone doing blackface? Is that how they figured this out?
Okay. This is good.
It was a Trudeau drone.
This is good. This is good.
True drone.
Yeah. Okay. Did you say true drone?
True drone.
Okay.
True drone.
There's something there.
It was a white drone. They dipped it. Never mind. This is going nowhere.
Come on, man.
No, keep going. Expound on the joke. You totally took
to make it more stealth-like.
I had a joke,
All you
and
could see was a red blinking light.
Your joke was better than my joke. I didn't even get to make it, and now I don't even know if I can due to positioning.
Due to positioning, the pollsters aren't responding well.
Now that interstitial. Haven't seen this many illegal drone strikes since the Obama administration, folks.
That's good. That's good, Davey.
Okay.
Keeping it political. I like it, Dave.
There you go. You understand my hesitancy, and just wanted to say this show casts a wide net. We've got range. Kate. Kate.
Fair.
Man, KJ, give us a breakdown of the Hall of Fame game.
Nobody had us doing an NFL Seggy on July the 29th. In earnest, like I woke up this morning, I looked at my notes where I laid out what's coming up in the sports world, what events are on the radar.
He's doing the voice.
In which I reminded myself that Thursday, August 1st, the Hall of Fame game will happen. And I appreciate the NFL that like all of the like social media promotion and most of the discussion this week focuses on training camps and those being enshrined into the Hall of Fame, which includes Andre Johnson from the Texans, Julius Peppers, formerly of the Panthers and Bears, Devin Hester of the Bears, and a couple others of note. Dwight Freeney, I should throw in there too. But all of the discussion focused on them, which it should. But then, by the way, you get to like Wednesday, Thursday, if you turn on NFL Network or anything that's not NBC Sports, people will be doing remotes from Canton, Ohio. And you're like, what are they doing there? And then you remember, oh shit, the NFL trots out something and they call it a football game. And I might watch Caleb Williams just to see if his nails are painted and he plays on Thursday. I might watch just to see if Stephon Diggs, who is a Houston Texans, is there with a headset on. I'm kind of curious because I'm an idiot. And all of the Bills wide receivers seem interesting. So I'm all in.
Yeah. It's football. Kind of. So yeah, I mean, sure. I'll catch 10 minutes up and be like, okay, it's good to see some football that has, this is new football, hasn't been played yet, and we got a glimpse of the upcoming season. But these games are really hard to like actually follow. Just
Absolutely.
they're good for the vibes.
I can't watch much.
They're good for the vibes only. It's a vibe play, Dave.
It's a vibe play. No, I co-sign that.
It hasn't been played yet. That's right. Thanks for putting that on the rundown. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll turn on the NFL Network and catch like a division, matchup from like 2021. It's like, oh yeah, that was a game that was played at one point, and it was probably cool when it happened. But this is a rerun.
That's pretty much all they show at the gym during the summer on the TVs. It's like, there's this game, and the Cowboys are in it. I don't remember how this went.
Right.
Yeah, never. I'll stop. I'll like kind of look at it and like pretend like I'm interested. And then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm trying to look at anything other than the girl doing hip thrusters behind me.
With a tripod.
I'm a gentleman.
With a tripod set up.
Yeah, with that tripod, as I walk in front and I end up in a TikTok that goes viral.
Do you maintain good eyesight control when something like that's going on?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do. There are more and more tripods at that damn gym, especially in the locker room.
Shut up.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, that's a steam shower event. Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
let's just breeze through this. But I'll skip the fantasy football invite one. But I do want to call out that as you begin hearing more about training camp, this is when you're going to start getting invites from people who want you to be in a league that they know damn well they don't want to be in. And we all join them. And this is the moment to remind yourself you don't want to be in the league either. So I'll throw that out there. Let's do the sports party.
Hey, y'all need to stop DMing Brent Rooker. Stop. Leave him alone. The guy's having a season. The guy could be a Texas Ranger by tomorrow. He could be.
25, 26 bombs already, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, he didn't hit one, I guess, yesterday, and some complete boner on Twitter. Thought this is the funniest thing. Screenshotted his DM to Brent Rooker, Brent_Rooker19 on IG. Said, "You sold me yesterday, one leg away from a 21K, assume parlay, and you could only hit singles emoji face." And Brent responded. He said, "My brother, I cannot even begin to express how much I do not care." And that's why we love the guy. That's why he's the official athlete of Too Much Dip, friend of the show. Look,
Dude.
that's so lame.
Okay, Brent is.
Don't forget Brent's from Memphis. Like, at some point, you're asking for that to show.
Brent is batting .296 with 25 bombs and 75 RBIs.
Not our guy hitting for average and
That's
power.
a fucking season.
Not
he's
our
putting
guy.
together.
That's
I mean,
looking great.
those are numbers, man. Good for him, man.
oh my god,
Love to see it.
Imagine him.
I have DM'd him a couple of times, only because we've had him on the show, and like he always reposts like his home run, like like the Oakland A's account will post a bomb he hits, and he'll like share it on his story. It might late at night, might have like a couple pops in me. I'm like, dude, you pissed on that. Like I'll say something like that, and he'll just double tap it and move on. Like I probably should have done that. Like he's a big league ball player.
You pissed on that.
You pissed, like, dude, you pissed on that.
No,
He's
dude,
like,
I completely get it.
I did.
I completely get it. Yeah, I just think about how, oh my god, he's batting behind Seager or something.
That would be so sick. He's
Oh
having
my
a
God.
season, man.
You put him between
Good for
the
him.
goalies. Oh my god, you put him in that lineup, get this thing back on track. Okay. Trade deadline tomorrow, I believe. Tuesday, 6:00 Central or Eastern. So keep an eye out. Maybe, hopefully, wherever he gets moved, it's not Houston. And it's also a
have that.
place where he wants to be. He's a family man. He's a good guy. And you know what? If he wants to announce it on the show, or if he wants to give us the tip us off, I would love to scoop Rosenthal. That would be just a monumental day for the show. So shout out to Mr. Rooker, and don't DM him.
Okay, fine.
No, you could DM him.
just
That's
kidding.
fine.
I'm
Just
just
don't bitch about it. Bro, I'm going to start doing that now. Let's make that a bit.
Dude, you
if you're a
pissed on
listener
that.
and you follow Rooker on Instagram and he reposts a highlight, just be like, bro, you pissed on that.
You pissed on that.
KJ, what's your F1 take this week?
I think I bitched about the F1 being dominated by Max Verstappen. We've had Mercedes on podium like 5 of the last 8 weeks. Not winning, but they've won a couple out of the last 3. This week we had Mercedes going 1-2, only to have George Russell. Whatever. I don't know why I always
You
do
stanked
that.
it
I
up.
overcomplicate it. His car came in underweight, so he was docked points, disqualified, and Lewis Hamilton took his second victory in 3 weeks. There's like 15 events left. Verstappen's still up by like 100 some odd points, but that's not insurmountable. I will not be fooled. Verstappen's going to win this by way too much, but they're playing this game with me of saying like, hey, it's competitive, Gan. Come check it out. There's so much drama. Come check it out. And I find myself interested a little bit more each week, and I'm not going to lie to myself. I will not be there next week.
Okay.
Or whenever the hell the next race is.
Okay. Don't let Mercedes get hot or whatever. Look, I would love it. I would love it to be competitive. We'll give it a run next year when Lewis is on a different team. Oh, yeah. And sad news, Sark is Sarkeesian.
Announced over the weekend. Yeah, head coach Steve Sarkeesian divorcing his beautiful wife L'Oreal. Don't like it.
Top 5 baddest in Austin.
She's bad.
Just a real, just a style icon.
She really is. And you got to think like these dudes. You come to Austin for a recruiting visit. You're like, man, he's locking her down. Like. He's selling something, you know. I'm going to play for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it doesn't affect recruiting.
I got a feeling that it won't, but that would be interesting to note the drop off. Since
What's first lady of Texas football, L'Oreal.
We wish them both well.
Chanel West Coast.
No, not doing Chanel West Coast.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of anything in the category as L'Oreal, so Chanel was close.
My best to Sark and the beautiful L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm. Dylan, she's single.
She's going to land on her feet. She'd be just fine.
They're saying she's single. You think she stays in Austin?
She got LA vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Conference realignment, am I right?
Oh, and let's run it back.
Of course, Run It Back is a segment during which we talk about what we already talked about. We don't know how dressage works, but it looks fun.
Are we sure it's dressage?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Olympic Snoop is good in small doses only. KJ has no need for Steve Kornacki. Dave wants some Cat Williams. Surfers are out there fucking. KJ forced a UGA speeding joke earlier. And finally, here's a quote from Dylan, which is me. It's new football. It hasn't been played yet. Show me the lie.
It's a Jerry Jones.
Show me the lie. Hasn't been played
football. It hasn't been played yet. And
my favorite football is the kind that hasn't been played yet. So that's
Same.
why I will be watching.
Can't get here soon enough.
That's right.
As they say. All right, we'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.